The tribunal was completely captive and gave 100%. Every single charge they accepted. Law is called the Ministry for Law. It doesn't dispense justice, it deals with laws. I was forced to seek asylum. I was the victim of persecution by the Singaporean authorities. It has taken place over a long period of time, and it has escalated over that period of time. It is well documented, and in June 2022, it reached a point where it was unsafe for me to remain in Singapore, and my wife and I left hurriedly. And when we arrived in the UK, we took advice, and then we sought asylum.
Described as the facilitation for
scrambled eggs, when in fact, it's just, some of it is just no longer there. Actually, in the process of the asylum claim, more things happened to me in Singapore, which of course added to the list of bases by which I claimed asylum. At the end of the day, the UK has made a decision. I think that decision recognizes that I have been the victim of persecution by the Singapore authorities using the organs of the state in a tightly controlled country like Singapore, where my brother was the Prime Minister and held the levers for power. There's no way these things happen in Singapore without his knowledge, his consent, and his agreement. For a rich, wealthy, affluent, developed country, there's a dark side to it. You see this shiny exterior, but beneath that, there's a repressive nature to that regime, and there are people fleeing from it. I'm the most prominent example of that. Singapore has this veneer that purports to be a sort of affluent, democratic, free country. The veneer is quite thin. Look beneath it, and there's a dark side. I think the day will come when things will change. It's hard to say when, and often when it comes swiftly. I hope it will come in my lifetime, and that one day I'll be able to return to my home. Many people claim this is a family feud. Well, the actions taken against me were taken by the organs of the state. And the house, which is a private matter, as many people see it, belongs to me, but the government has taken it into their hands. The actions personally have involved actions against my son, against my wife, and more recently against me. They are flagrantly unfair and abusive. You can have the fairest judges in the world. Think of Hong Kong. I intend to speak my mind on things that happen in Singapore and things that matter to Singaporeans. I have no doubt that every time I do so, I risk further attacks from the Singaporean authorities. That's just the way they operate.
Who speaks English and, was well educated, they can emigrate very, very easily.